This is the block we're making today. Are you ready? Let's get started. Hello everyone, welcome back. I believe we are on month 5. Oh, 5, can you believe it? So this block is so easy. You guys have done all of these techniques before. Our next block is a little tougher, but this one is the star block. You'll notice I skipped over Crazy Ann. So I want you guys to have one quick, easy month, something you've done, and then we'll get into something new and a new technique next month. So as you can see in our new block, as I always lay it out, and ladies, I am so glad I laid this one out. I had a different blue right here, and it was awful. We just replaced it with the blues that was in the corner, and it finally feels good. We're gonna do our half square triangles that are in the corners. Here we go. We're just gonna pick these up. Remember, half square triangles, look at your instructions. I have everything cut bigger so we can trim them all down, get them accurate. We're gonna just sew. All right, use our 1/4 inch seam allowance. Remember to always sew the same color on top. There is a tendency for your seams to want to move one direction or the other. And if you sew with the same one on top, then you're always going in the same direction. Oh, I love a design board. You don't have to have a design wall. Remember, I have my little square one too. Just please lay your block out ahead of time. You'll have such better results. Quarter square triangles are next. So here we have our quarter square triangles. Remember the most important part about quarter square triangles? Always sew the same direction, yeah? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take and flip our purple on top of our white, and I'm gonna sew this edge. Keep track of the edge you're gonna sew, because if you sew the wrong one, it'll be backwards and your block will not fit together. Now, I'm sure some of you are like, why did I put purple on top of white if she's just gonna flip it? Yes, you're right. I'm still gonna stick with purple on top of white. But if I stay with purple on top of white, what you'll notice here is that if I sew it like this, I'm gonna end up having a point to sew on. And remember what I've said in the past. The best way to sew is always with the largest amount possible. So I'm gonna flip this over so that what I put under my foot is actually a 90-degree angle, and watch how easily that foot grabs that piece of fabric. What's important is that I sew them all the same. That's the most important part. Sew them all the same. I don't know why I flip them. Strange. But you all know that about me already. And look at how many of these we have to do. Just over and over. So these quarter squares, when we get to it, I'm going to press them to the dark side. And the reason I want to press them to the dark side is so that I can nestle them in the center, right? That's always what we're looking for. We have our Steampunk Christmas on the far side. That's a panel, a kit, or we just simply have all the fabrics if you like something in there. And this fun fish quilt, a good way to use a panel even if you don't want fish. It's a really cool lattice to make that's been designed to fit around a panel, so you can always try that out too. Okay, so these are the quarter square triangles for around the outside of the center block. These are my half square triangles for the corners. And now we need the quarter square triangles for the center. See how easy this is? No big deal. We're getting ready to iron. Yay! have my stacks, my center block, my corner, my side blocks, and my corners. My corner blocks, I'm actually going to press the seams open because those blocks are finished, right? And they need to fit into the ones next to them, so we want to cut down on that bulk. Open it with your fingers, hover with warmth. That's called priming. Do not stress out if it's not perfect. Here we go. Corners, done. Now for those side blocks. I love the countdown. I have 4. 1, 2, 2 more to go. Can you send me some pictures of what you're working on? I just don't get to see enough of other people's stuff. Let's go lay this fun stuff out. Yes, we have to lay it out again because that's how I roll. Look at that. Ah, it's so cute. Wrong way. We're supposed to keep all the diamond shapes. Oh. Somehow he needs to be over here. I'm not really fussy at all. See how my little guy is standing up? See? Now all my trees are standing up. Just had to move a couple of blocks. We have to trim all of these to 3.5 inches. So we're going to finish sewing our quarter square blocks together. We're going to nestle that seam, getting them a nice tight fit. Putting a pin in that center piece. I work on this Brother sewing machine and it is a rock star. I pin so much less now that I have a 1/4 inch foot on a walking foot. If you're interested, call me. Look how fast this block is going together. It's crazy. Woo. Runaway fabric. We're going to iron all these seams open. I know there's some of you saying, hey, Jessica, you taught us never to iron once we've sewn, and you are very right. You never iron after you've sewn. You only press. So let's press. Oh, that is the most beautiful point in the whole wide world. Have you noticed my iron yet? My Panasonic cordless iron. I love this thing. No cord wrapped around. Okay, let's grab our corners also, because we're going to go trim everything to 3.5 inches square. Sody, oh my Soda, oh yes, Soda, go get a treat. Go get a treat. Okay, so here we are. Let's go ahead and we're going to lay our, remember I'm using the block lock tool. You can use whatever tool you have that can give you a straight line. I got my cool little rotating mat. All mats rotate. You don't need one. All mats rotate. So we're going to start building our block right here. We have little Duncan, one of our embroider buddies, keeping us company. So we have to use this kind of ruler on the 1/4 square. Remember, we need to be able to measure at the 1.5. So what we're going to do is 1 3/4. I'm sorry. We need to lay this on our center line, right? And then we need 1 3/4 to be running through the center of our block so that we're sure that the point ends up in the middle of the square. So I know I have my 1 3/4 line. It's right there. Oh, how beautiful is that? Talk about making a girl happy. There we go. So we're gonna sew these together and then sew our rows together. Again, I'm gonna press the seams open. Nothing new from here on out, ladies. We're just putting our blocks together, pressing our seams open, then we're gonna put our rows together until we're finished. I don't think I've specifically said, but I always sew with a dry iron. I never press or iron or sew anything with a wet iron. If I need steam, I add Best Press, I add water directly to the fabric. I do not ever put water in my iron. It's a personal thing. You do what works for you. I went on a retreat and everybody kept wanting to know who was turning the steam off on the iron. Apparently in Michigan, it's a big deal to have steam in your iron. All right, let's press that last seam open. I'm gonna give it a squirt of Best Press, just for happy. All right, guys,